Now abated, the team decide to retire for the evening.
We're getting ready to call it a night right now. We've had a lot of activity. Me seeing that door move and slam, I still won't get over that. And then the slamming and the creaking of the doors consecutively. It's all a bit much, to be honest with you. But it's gone really quiet now, so we're going to try and get some sleep.
It's now daylight, which feels... I feel I've had no sleep whatsoever. But the whole investigation last night for me was a bit unusual. You know, there was doors creaking. Steve heard his name being shouted out from the attic room. Then I got scratched. And looking at the scratch now, even in the morning, you know, it just looks like a nail mark of some sort, which is quite disturbing, really. I can't explain it at the moment. I've got some thinking to do and put the pieces together and find out what's going on in this house. But yeah, overall, it was a good investigation.
Ian believes he's been scratched by a spirit, but why would it do such a thing?
There are many reasons for spirits to want to make themselves known, you know. I think the prime reason is to say that they're there at all, to convince people that there is another plane of existence.
Catastrophe.
Of everything. That's a very strong reason indeed.
The following evening, Johnny returns to the house to meet Jean, husband Bob, and brother John for the first time.
I want to ask you about what's it like living here in a place that's so isolated?
You get used to it after 12 years. It's just a house to us. It doesn't frighten us in any way.
From what I understand, you rebuilt part of the property?
Yeah, into the cottage next door, yes, but some of it was done before we moved in.
Okay, do you know what it was like before then? There were 3 cottages from what I understand. Did they build into the side of a mountain? Did they build into something in order to make these cottages?
Yeah, they dug it all out of the stone. The cottages are all made of the stone that's in the mountain.
Okay, wonderful. Now, John, what happens to you when you come to visit?
It's very strange being in here on your own. The thing is, you feel you're not on your own. Especially downstairs, I always find very strange. You just know there's someone there.
Sometimes you don't think about it for a few weeks, and then all of a sudden you're aware of every little nook and cranny and dark corner.
Do you consider your property haunted?
Yes. There are, I think, a few rooms between the 2 properties that are haunted in some way.
How do you feel?
Well, I'm a skeptic.
Okay.
But I know where I don't like going, and I know what I've seen.
Coming from a skeptic, what have you actually seen?
We were all having a party, and up in one of the loft bedrooms, I went up just to, I forget what I went up for now, to check the computer or something, and everything was upside down. Every single electrical item was upside down. Big objects were upside down. And I would have blamed the children, but they couldn't have physically lifted it.
How do you explain something like that?
Well, you don't, that's the trouble.
If you had known what you know now, would you have still bought this property?
I would have still bought it because it doesn't bother me. I just take it as part of the territory in a 300-year-old property.
I wouldn't. I would have thought, I could be buying something here that I'm not going to be happy in. So I'm glad I didn't know before I moved in.
I think later on tonight we're going to find out exactly what's happening in your home.
Coming up, the family sense a presence.
Your body feels charged with energy.
No. No. There's somebody in here.
I feel there's someone behind you.
A spirit appears to make itself known to Ian.
What's going on, Ian?
Pushed.
You were pushed.
Murdered. Revenge.
And then seems to manifest itself through John.
Just reach out to him. Reach out to him.
The Living with the Dead team are investigating an 18th century farmhouse on Saddleworth Moor, on the border between Lancashire and Yorkshire. After spending an eventful night at the property...
Oh, shit! What the hell is going on up there? Don't leave me in this by myself!
They believe Jean and Bob Thomas's house is haunted by at least 2 entities. Exorcist Ian Lawman returns to the farmhouse to offer his help. He gathers Jean and Bob in the dining room, with Jean's brother John, his partner Nikki, and family friend Emily.
Hi.
Wow, what an interesting property. Quite disturbing, to say the least. We walked across to the rented part of the property where you let out. Now, wow, what an atmosphere in there. It's a double bedroom. I felt very emotional. I'm aware of a gentleman in your building. I'm aware of a female in the property. But what I would like to do at this point is I would like to do the investigation in two halves, really. Is Johnny take one half of the building and I'll take the other half of the building. So maybe John, Nikki and Emily, if I take you, and Johnny, if you could take these guys.
Johnny takes Bob and Jean up to the attic bedroom, while Ian leads his group to the holiday cottage where both he and Nikki were scratched. Within minutes, they start to hear strange noises.
What did you hear? That was literally right there, right next to this sofa there where the door was.
Is that behind you?
No, it's...
On the stairs?
Yeah.
Is your throat going, or...?
It's dry, I think. I feel very dry.
Okay.
Very strange, I have to say.
Yeah.
You're feeling strange?
Very strange. Very, very anxious. Scared. Very scared inside.
Meanwhile, up in the attic of the farmhouse, Jean is experiencing a similar sensation.
Very anxious. Very anxious. A little bit short of breath.
I can feel something now.
My chest is tight. The breathing's just a little bit more laboured than normal. I'm getting worked up.
Okay.
There's somebody in here.
Back in the cottage, Jean's brother John is also sensing a presence.
I feel there's someone behind me.
There is somebody on the stairs, I can tell you that now. It is a gentleman on the stairs. Do you want to call out to him, John, because you seem to be linking with him?
We know you're here on the stairs. For the benefit of the other people, could you make a noise?
That was on the stairs. That was a noise on the stairs there.
I heard as if someone went... It was up there. It was definitely up there.
You're getting quite a bit of activity yourselves. I would like to leave you maybe just for a short period of time and just see if the three of you can get the spirit closer to what it's coming at the moment.
As Ian goes in search of Johnny and the others, up in the attic, Jean is feeling overcome with emotion.
My legs are going a bit weak. This is really, really, really strange.
What's going on, JJ?
This is the oppression that I know is in this room.
What's happening here?
I feel anxious.
Yeah.
I could almost sort of anxious to the point I could either get angry or I could cry.
All right. What I'd like to do is get them both sat on a bed together, holding hands, and we need to get this spirit as close as possible, Johnny.
Right.
Back in the cottage, John is trying to make contact with the spirit.
Move the latch on the door.
No.
It's tapping upstairs. Very faint tapping. Louder.
No.
The floorboard's creaking.